Hello, everyone. I'm Dirk Ostkamp, and we are TMS. I'm happy to introduce you all to some of our ideas, mythologies, and our finished projects in the end. A little bit about me. I started at TAMSCHICK Media+SPACE as an art director in 2012, and due to my passion for technology, I stepped a little bit aside from the creative work and took over the position of the technical director at the company and dealing with technology aspects of all of our projects and do the research department. In the beginning, we were asked to phrase like a headline for this presentation, and the first thing that came to my mind was like an obvious question that is always relevant in the beginning of our projects. It's how to make visitors fall in love with stories, heroes, and brands. So how can a spatial installation engage all senses of the visitor and generate a memorable experience that stays in the head of our audience for a long time. So this will be the topic for the next half an hour. But before going deeper into this, I would like to introduce you to our company and our team. So we are an interdisciplinary team of a bunch of people from all different fields of creativity. We are a studio for media-enhanced scenography. And our main focus is stage architectural spaces and their contents narratively with media interaction, animation. We are working in this field for like over 20 years now and do projects for museums, exhibitions, expos all over the world. We address ourselves to companies and institutions which all have one thing in common: to seek for a way to communicate the content in a very unusual way, in a very experienceable way. And we always focus on the immersive and haptic dimension of this space. And of course, involve the visitor in a very emotional and audiovisual walk-in environment. So, but let's go back to the questions. How to make visitors fall in love with stories, brands, and heroes. One thing is by creating truly immersive spatial experiences that take people out of their routine, of their own dimension of time and space. It's always our goal to take the people onto a trip away from their normal life, away from the problems and thoughts they have in their mind. The design of our projects always originate in the content because a good storyline combined with an authentic design is a thing that generates sustainable attention and anchors the knowledge. All of these environments are enriched by multi-channel sound installations with specifically composed music pieces and audio plays. This enables us to carry the image even further into the space and enables the immersion. So now here's some projects we did in moving images. I have to press the right button, sorry. So obviously there is no sound. Do you hear something? Okay, so then I just talk a little bit about this project. This is like a broad collection of projects we did throughout the last years, where we built like these truly immersive spaces that surrounds visitors with media all around and takes them on the journey. In this kind of environments, movie or film has one advantage: it could take people like on a physical journey as well. So if you play it right with speeds and camera movements, you can really start making the visitor feel the motion in their stomachs. And of course, if you overdo it, sound is back. Okay, now I can stop talking for a second. Okay. So the second part of our mission or our task to answer this question is by producing participative formats interactive and intuitively understandable narrative spaces that invite the people to participate. Might be the classical media stations or a space encompassing environment. That leads us to the point where we can make an observer or visitor not just a passive part of the installation, they will become a protagonist and thereby a complete part of the installation and remember in the end what they did. So I hope there's sound now. So the third mechanism is by dissolving a physical space and transform them into like completely different worlds. How can a space be changed by media or even be completely transformed? We always take like film, sound, interaction, and narration as, let's say, construction materials to transform the spaces that are already existing or created for this purpose. The known surfaces in the space start to disappear, reappear in like a complete changed form. They oscillate between the two-dimensional and three-dimensional world. The moving image liquefies the rigid constructural frame of a building. The mute objects start telling their story without the need of any text plates or any further explanation. And a building starts to communicate through their own facade.
Schwankenden Wogen steuert die Flotte. Nur überall Himmel und überall Wasser.
I am Jerusalem, a city shaped by the passing of time, entwined with the traces of history. They cried out, take him away, crucify him.
So, but let's go a little bit deeper into our project, and I can show you some of our principles and ideas we had to this regarding projects. The one project that's like some kind of hard project for myself is the Mcdonald Distillery in northern Scotland. In 2017, we were asked by Atelier Brückner to collaborate on the design for 3 main installations in the new visitor center. And our general approach to this was a highly sensual and a haptic one. So we started with the wood story. The wood story is a kinetic oak forest with movable lamellas that immersed visitors into the process of making the cask. So therefore we projected on untreated wood and kept the material itself shot high-res video material in Andalusia and Scotland and witnessed how much effort and work it is to build these casks. Here it's closed. The second installation was a whiskey story where it was all about like how is whiskey be produced, how is it mixed, and what coincidences lead to the taste of a whiskey. It's all poured into wooden cask, and somehow the taste of oranges come out. And here again we used like the untreated material, and the main guideline for the design was the different colors of the liquid that comes out. To tell the story, we didn't want to have a narrator that tells the story, I'm doing that, I'm mixing that, I'm mixing that. It was more like we gave the whiskey itself a voice. So the whiskey was telling its story from its birth to the dinner table. Combined with kinetics and a light installation, this got a very haptical, nice feeling. The third project was the jewel box, where it was all about like the valuable collection of the distillery itself, like 100-year-old bottles that cost thousands of pounds were showcased here, and we built, you see them here, built like 3 movable telescopes with a camera that were like telling the story of each of these exhibition pieces. It was like a very open installation with a lot of daylight and projection, very subtle in the background. A complete contrast project is the Hyundai Motor Studio in Korea, where we, let's say, reduced the use of media a little bit and focused on the kinetic sculpture in the middle. So we designed a choreography, cinematic choreography for this sculpture, and had like 56 full HD screens all around that supporting the animation of the object, but the object was always in the focus. This sculpture consists of around like 1,400 individual programmed metal rods that were moving up and down, and even were reacting on the visitors present in movement, and changed the shape according to the presence of the visitors. This underlined the design process that Hyundai has in their design philosophy. That is Hyundai. So another contrast, it's the Festung Dresden experience. Underneath the Brühlsch Terrace in Dresden, there's like a former concealed fortress of the city that was not accessible at all, and the city of Dresden decided to reopen it to the public and wanted to tell the story. So we were happy to have like the complete task from the first ideas to the realization through the hardware choosing and overseeing, supervising the renovation work to realize this project. One hard task was that it is like a highly complicated situation in terms of climate. So it's a very, very humid place that has once a year is filled with water. So we had to work with like concealed compartments for every technology. And therefore, we decided to use media only, let's say, or images only, let's say, a little bit as a second role in this play. And we decided together with a Berlin company called Osomo to do a 45-minute spatial audio play within this fortress. People were able to wander around, and the system knew at every point where is the visitor, and you can really like play with the sound as it was present. All the images and videos we created were more like, in German you say Wimmelbild. It's more this kind of little collages where there's slight animation that can dig you into the topic and, of course, dig you into the mood of the whole fortress. At the end of like the parkour, there was the old Kanonenhof, the main important space that was 360 degrees or bottom floor projected and interactive and showed like the city of Dresden. So going back to the future or to the present, It's a project we opened in 2020, just before Corona hit us all and stopped us from having public events. As more and more people live in cities, modern mobile society become more and more important. And only Schindler, with his elevators and escalators, is moving around 1 billion people every week in the world. We were asked to contribute to the design of 3 main attractions. The one was a cube, the cityscape, and the circle. What you see here is a cube. It was like a 270-degree cinema with 20 seats for VIP guests. And our assignment was, can you please show our products, our technology, our innovation? And suddenly we had the chance to talk to the client and ask him, okay, do you really want to showcase another technology part? And we were really happy to involve our clients to a journey to see it differently. So we said while meeting, elevators are like computers. If they are working, no one recognizes them. If they're broken, it's really stupid. But the one thing you recognize in an elevator, you experience in an elevator, is meeting people, meeting strange situations, being very close to people, having short conversations, having awkward moments. And therefore, we did the concept for a love story that happens in an elevator. And the 2 protagonists met once in a while, and we played strongly with this feeling of growing old, this feeling of falling in love, happy and sad times. And we're super happy that the client liked the outcome. And we didn't show any technology part of an elevator. We didn't show any big logotype, and had like a 50-minute long immersive movie. When it comes to urban mobility and mobility in different cities, we designed, together with IAD from Switzerland, the cityscape, it's called. It's like an elevator system, consists of like 50 large columns that were like 7-8 meters high with moving screens inside. And this invited the visitors to really wander around in the city and discover aspects of modern mobility. The third installation was all about like sustainability and supply chain, and we thought, okay, how can we show like a global supply chain of industrial company? And we came up with building a free-floating circle with banded screens that worked like a kaleidoscope and really dragged people into the processes to build an elevator. So a less technical project is Lavazza. So we were asked in 2018 to contribute to one attraction of the Lavazza headquarters in Turin. And so we produced the audiovisual centerpiece of the exhibition together with Ralph Appelbaum from London. It's an overall 8-meter-high room within a room. The projection surface are thousands of little threads hanging from the ceiling that casts the light out to the exhibition. So we dissolved the boundaries between inside and outside and built a light sculpture that you can experience as a media place from the inside, but as a light sculpture from the outside. All the projected animations and topics we showed were like showing the artistic approach of Lavazza as like a founder of art in Italy, and of course the ritual of making and drinking a coffee with people. The central communication piece was an interactive table. Everyone got a cup with a chip and was running around in the museum, and in the end we had like this big interactive communication and coffee table where visitors were dragged together to communicate, drink a virtual coffee with each other, and change the surrounding and be part of the installation again. So, even more abstract and even more happy that we were able to do this. So this is the light cloud at the Merck headquarters and an intersection between the old and the new company building. We were asked to build a space around a new product, OLED plates, these white lights that light up evenly. And again, we took our client to the journey and convinced him to do an art piece instead of a product show. And we were happy to have the support to produce a highly artistic living light and sound sculpture in the end. So the whole system consists of 600 of these LED screens in a mirrored room that extends into infinite. And it's not only lightning, it's like I said, a living organism that has a lot of sensors that reacted on the presence of people, that reacted on building data, on daytime, on weather, on how many people are in the cafeteria at the moment. And through programmation, we managed to build an organism with cognitive abilities like sleeping, dreaming, remembering, feeling, observing, thinking, and or even just playing with the visitors. So, like I said, there were presence sensors all around the space, and at certain daytimes when people moved to the cafeteria, the whole system reacted on the presence and followed them run away. One of our recent projects we were able to finish this summer was the Nusenberg Safari Park. It's a safari park in the south of Denmark, where you have like giraffes and elephants, but also the owner of the premises started to build a natural history museum on site and got his passion for dinosaurs. So this piece is actually like a 95% real Allosaurus, the best preserved in the world. And we were asked to, how can we design an open exhibition that is a little bit different from classical natural history museums. The aim was to showcase it as open as possible, as approachable as possible, but still keep like the respect for this specimen. In all of these other boxes, there will be more and more bones of skeletons. So we decided to reduce it to the max. Our media installation said, okay, we only play with light and a very complex sound system. So the whole space consists of like 40-channel audio, and it's really like a sound field where you can walk through different time periods, different weather situations, and even play with the dinosaurs. Attached to this, there is a more classical design, or classical dinosaur exhibition, where we built nice, beautiful showcases and said, okay, we don't need media at all. So again, here there was like a multi-channel audio installation. You had like 3 different areas of nature in an open space. You were able to wander around, but in the end, the main focus was only on light and the bones itself. And especially in the night, the direction of light really changed the room to like a magical forest. So that was it. Thank you very much, and thanks for having the opportunity.